Chilliwack. Rural, open, and agricultural mecca. Home to the infamous second largest bookstore in the province. And, of course, who can forget the annual Corn and Tulip Festival? Chilliwack. Clean air and cleaner living. But just remember, though, if you do want to... Hello? Kristina? Yeah, no, we're here, yeah. Oh, the other Chilliwack. Yeah. Yep, see you soon. Cool. Guess I don't need the cow. Thanks, Ray.
No problem.
It is time to get back to our roots. And I ain't talking about no potatoes. Today, we are going to meet the one, the only Kristina Legault, who is taking us on a wild ride around Chilliwack, where we'll be going from the newly developed 1881 to the old Garrison Village. Kristina promises to show us that there is more to Chilliwack than just vast cornfields and cascading mountains. A more refined Chilliwack. So, get your champagne flutes ready, stick that pinky out, because we are about to take a dive into the Wack. Kristina, thank you so much for doing all this. This is so exciting. I've never been in Chilliwack before.
Well, then you were in for a treat.
Yeah?
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Well, we'll see. Well, as I was driving in, I was kind of like, it is kind of all just farmlands, right? That's what I thought.
Well, I think, and that's the thing, is a lot of people perception is that it's completely farmland. So I grew up in Richmond and lived in Vancouver and a lot of other places. But when you think of Chilliwack, I think all of us kind of have that same feeling that it's farmland and not too much going on.
You glossed over something there, though, that you were in, so you were in Richmond and you were in Vancouver, but you were also in quite a few other places, if I remember correctly. So
Port Moody,
okay.
Burnaby,
Oh, okay. So
Surrey, Langley, Cloverdale,
wow.
everywhere. Yeah.
Okay, so how is Chilliwack separated? This place is massive. How do you segregate it?
So as you're going through Highway 1, if you go onto the north side, that's the Chilliwack side. If you go onto the south side, that's the Sardis side, which is also close to Cultus Lake.
What is the difference between North and South Chilliwack? Are the people rivals? Is this like West Side Story? Where are we going with this whole thing?
Well, it's really just the two parts of town, one being older, one being newer, is really kind of how you sum it up. On the north side, you'll see all those really great old character houses. On the south side, which is what is actually referred to as the Sardis side, it's a lot more residential. I really think we should go over to District 1881. It's like being in Europe, so you're gonna feel right at home.
Love it. Sounds great. Let's go.
So welcome down to District 1881.
This is amazing.
Isn't it? It's probably you're feeling like you're at home.
Yeah, exactly. This is the closest thing I've seen to Europe since landing here. This is so cool.
So District 1881, which used to be known as Five Corners, they've redeveloped the whole area. They've taken some of the existing buildings and they've refurbished them. And then of course they've built all these new ones, but it really goes within that style of being old school, which is really nice. So it's nice to have some architecture.
Well, it's kind of kept up a little bit of the old vibe to the whole place, you know?
Yes.
You feel like you are actually walking through a little bit of history.
Absolutely. And then you have all of these neat boutique type stores and restaurants, and you can go get ice cream and a coffee and meet your friends.
The wee shop.
The wee shop.
Amazing. Yeah. That's so cool. Do we think that something like this development is to be expected? Should we see more of this stuff, or is this a kind of a one and done?
It's kind of a little bit of a one and done, and more so in the style of how it's being done. I don't think you're really going to see something like this. There are some other developments that are, big, huge residential projects, and you have some commercial and you have some shopping, but this is really a destination for people within the city to come and meet their friends and do some shopping and have something to eat.
Cool. And one of the best coffees I have had since moving to Canada. Like that place down there.
The Smoking Gun?
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And lovely people.
What is a place like District 1881 doing for investments for this area, for Chilliwack?
It's bringing a lot of people back into the area and also shopping locally. So you have, single family shops, or somebody who has always maybe wanted to have a shoe store, so they've opened up a shoe store. And you have somewhere for the residents to come down and actually do shopping instead of maybe ordering online, and you're also putting money back into your community.
Your office is here.
Yes.
What's the value you see in this district and where do you think it's going?
Well, so what I ended up doing was basically opening up a satellite office of Century 21, and we've curated a specific type of agent. And the way I base my business is community. It's focused on the client, on the person, what their needs are, where they need to move, what's going to go within their lifestyle. And being down here, we get to be part of a new part of the city, and we get to meet people.
Which is, I think, one of the biggest reasons you would move out to somewhere like Chilliwack.
Yeah.
You get that back, that bit of humanity.
Exactly. You're not just kind of one in a sea of people, you're actually part of something.
Is there value around this area? Is it going up? What's it doing to people who are looking to buy in kind of center of Chilliwack?
It's definitely starting to bring up property values, and it's also, you can live 2 blocks away and you can just walk down here. So it's great, you walk down to the brewery Friday night, you have some pizza, you have some beer, and you can walk home.
1881. The heart of Chilliwack, and somewhere that you can actually embed yourself into the community.
Yes.
Sounds so amazing, but I'm really excited to see what else Chilliwack has to offer.
Do you want to go to Garrison?
Let's go to Garrison.
Let's go.
District 1881 really surprised me. I had thought Chilliwack was going to be all farmland and rolling fields, but seeing people living above their shops reminded me so much of the town that I grew up in back in Ireland. The Five Corners, where District 1881 now sits, has always been the heart of Chilliwack. And with the focus on revitalisation happening here, I think it's safe to say it's a title that it won't be giving up anytime soon. Like when I'm going through Chilliwack,
Yes.
I see all these farmlands that have been coming in, but what else is around for the residents of Chilliwack? What do people do here for fun?
A lot of hiking, you see people on their bikes. Sometimes we even still have a horse coming through our neighborhood.
With a person riding it?
They're riding their horse
so
through their neighborhood, not just a random horse. Yeah, no.
In Ireland, that would have happened. You see random horses in the cities all the time.
Yeah, these ones have people.
Okay, that makes sense. Much safer. Revitalisation seems to be a large part of Chilliwack's overall growth plan. And Kristina wanted to take me further south, to the neighbourhood of Sardis, so we could see how this is being done in the little community of Garrison. This is Garrison.
This is Garrison.
This is beautiful. It kind of seems more like New Hampshire kind of vibes. I wasn't expecting this.
You weren't?
No. Well,
It's like a little gem. So it's such a great neighborhood, and I think it's one of the reasons why it's my favorite in Sardis, because they've kept all this old growth trees. They didn't mow everything down when they did the neighborhood. And you actually have architecture and style, and like you said, the brick. And again, it's kind of a bit of a European flair to it.
Very cool.
It's just lots of really nice points throughout the neighborhood. So back kind of in the day, it was officer housing. So this was all just land, trees, and they had officer housing kind of more towards the back. They would do all their training at the facility across the street from here. And then they refurbished all of those houses, and probably in about 2000 or so, they started building through here, and then they really turned it into just a gorgeous neighborhood.
All of this then has been since the year 2000. We've kind of seen this growth in
yeah.
Garrison. In terms of investment property, is this the place you want to be in Chilliwack?
In my opinion, it is definitely one of the top places to be in Chilliwack. Not only do you have this beautiful surrounding, so it really appeals to your senses. We all do better when something is well kept. You have green space around you. It just makes you feel better. Plus, you have this amazing walkability. You can get around everywhere quite easily within 5 to 10 minutes. Everything's away. You can actually walk to shopping, and you can walk to the restaurant, you can walk to the grocery store, you can walk to the leisure center, and the best part is you go across the street 10 minutes and you're at the Rotary Trail and the Veta River.
The Rotary Trail?
Yes.
What's the Rotary Trail?
So the Rotary Trail is kilometers of trails for people to walk. They bike. You see everyone out with their family, their dogs. You even see the occasional horse again through there. And of course, there's world-class fishing all through there in the river.
There really is something for everyone.
Which makes it so appealing. And even for city folk like yourself.
City folk. I'm a city slicker.
City slicker, yeah.
I want to live here. So how often are places coming available in this community?
We kind of see it come and go in waves a little bit. So while there's quite a few homes in here, there really still is a low amount of turnover because it is such a desirable place to live.
People aren't leaving.
They don't really want to leave, no.
They might not come up that often, But when they do, it actually is a good investment to get
It
in.
is a great investment. You cannot go wrong living or buying in Garrison.
Good to know.
So you want to go check out one of my other favorite neighborhoods in Sardis?
This sounds amazing. Let's check it out.
Let's go.
Garrison and District 1881 were both great examples of how Chilliwack is positioning itself in the Lower Mainland, reclaiming their history and making it work for them. But Chilliwack is growing, and there's only so much you can renovate and remodel. So I knew that if I wanted to get the full scope of this community, I had to see how this massive expansion was going to work when they ran out of old places to revitalise. You speak so fondly about this place. What's your favourite part of Chilliwack? What stands out for you about living here?
I think the best part about living in Chilliwack is just the sense of calm that it provides to your daily life, because everything is so busy. There's a lot going on. People are moving in a million directions these days, and it's just nice to live somewhere you feel at ease. And it's so beautiful, and people are friendly, and you don't really have to, I feel like you don't have to worry about the same things that you normally do, even though you do. But it gives you a sense of just being calm and relaxing, which is really nice. So we just came from Garrison, and now we are here in Webster. And this neighborhood is also a beautiful area to be, and it offers something a little bit different than Garrison, and that's because it backs right onto the Rotary Trail and, of course, that Vedder River.
And what kind of square footage are we talking for properties in this kind of community?
This, you're really kind of looking more at that larger square footage, around 4,000 square feet. All of these homes really have 2 stories with a basement. So some people have a basement suite. A lot of people use that space just for their family. So it's a little bit different living. The lots are also a little bit larger than they were in Garrison.
Okay, so mortgage helper is kind of coming more into play in these kind of communities.
A little bit, and you kind of see there's been a lot of people who've been in this neighborhood again long term. It's a very desired area, another premium area. So a lot of people have been here for a while. They were able to get in at a really good price point, see their appreciation grow, and really just enjoy the area.
Amazing, which brings me to my next question. Are these new builds? Are people buying lands, tearing down, building new? What's happening with these properties?
So these ones really kind of started around 2000, and it developed up. There was some were all one builder. A lot of them were just a builder maybe bought 3 or 4 lots and built a couple of houses, and then some, of course, are just custom builds. So out of the 3 communities that we have visited today, what was your favorite?
Ooh. Okay, well, District 1881, amazing. Like you said, I'm a bit of a city slicker, so I love being in the heart of any kind of community, and that just seems like such a vibrant place to be right now. Garrison, though, has such charm. Like, that place is beautiful. The architecture, the people, how chill the whole place was. Chilliwack. This place, Webster, bigger lots, bigger houses, and a well-established community. I just wish I could check one of these houses out.
Well, we have a house that we can go see if you want to take a look. You want to go?
Let's go. This place is absolutely gorgeous.
It's not bad. It'll do.
Is this like a typical type of house on this neighborhood?
So for Webster's, where we are, and of course being along the river, these homes range from about 4,500 square feet to 5,000 square feet, but they all really take in that view with the double height ceiling, the large windows, and it brings nature into your house, which is what makes the living so peaceful. And of course, right behind there is the Vedder River and the Rotary Trail.
Which is amazing. It brings nature in and keeps the privacy.
It does. So you can do whatever you like in your house. You don't have to pull your blinds down. And a lot of the homes have the extra detailing with the molding. And that's something else that you get in Chilliwack.
Kind of like a bit more attention to detail?
Definitely. Like some more of those details and a little bit of a larger space.
When we were in Garrison, you said that properties do not come up very frequently there. Is it a similar story in Webster?
It is, and especially through along the street that we're on where you're backing onto the river, people do not want to give up their home. Sometimes they go out and they're looking for a new home, they come home, they're like, this neighborhood is great, we've got the river, we don't want to go.
Kind of an epiphany while you're out searching. You're like, oh, I like it here.
It is. It makes you love your home even more.
This is such an amazing property, and you can really kind of see yourself being able to raise a family here.
And of course, that wonderful rotary trail that we keep coming back to.
Which I personally would love to check out if you would like to join me.
I have been talking about it all day, so we should go.
Amazing, let's do it. When I came to Chilliwack, I had some preconceived notions of what I was going to see and do. What I found, though, was a community focused on growing and expanding in a unique way. From District 1881 to the banks of the Vedder, Chilliwackers are rewriting their story. And who better to advocate for the next chapter than Kristina? Someone who has lived all over the Lower Mainland, but still chose to settle in the Wack. Overall, my day out in Chilliwack has been less wellies and farmland, and more perfectly pulled espressos and European architecture. Today really was a lesson in not judging a book by its cover. Or, I guess, a chili by its whack.